Up next on Live It Up, it's Peter Shankman. We're here in New York City. I can't wait to talk to him. Stay tuned. With us now is Peter Shankman on Live It Up, and I have a special surprise for him. Yes, I do. It's his birthday this week, so happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, dear Peter, happy birthday to you, and a signed copy of the Steak Bible.
That's awesome.
And it's signed by Klaus Frisch. There you go. Do you have this one yet?
Cool. I don't. This is awesome. Oh, I love this. Thank you so much. This is great.
So happy surprise. So,
Thank you.
The reason that I wanted to interview you, Peter, is that on Facebook there was a posting that talked about your T-shirt. And so can you take us to the time when you got laid off from AOL and you needed to do something?
Yeah, I was working for America Online from 95 to 97, really early in the day, and back in the beginning of the dot-com boom, even before that. And leaving AOL, it gets to the point where you're like, okay, what do I do next? And I was consulting, and I was working for companies. I didn't really have my niche. I'm like, I need to go out on my own. I can only do this if I go out on my own, and had no money. It was the summer of '98, and the movie Titanic was coming out on video. Everywhere you look, buy Titanic on video, buy it, get it here, buy it here. So I took my rent money, and I had 500 T-shirts printed up, and the T-shirts read simply, "It sank, get over it." And I went to Times Square. I figured if I sell 180 shirts, I'd break even. Anything more would be profit. I figured it'd take about a week. I sold 500 shirts in 6 hours. I came home. I it was crazy. Couldn't believe it happened. Called a reporter I knew at USA Today, told the story. She said, "It's really funny, are you selling the shirts online?" I went, "Yeah, of course I am. That's why I called you." Totally lied. Built the website in like 5 seconds, and the next day it ran in USA Today, and in just about 2 months I sold a little over 10,000 shirts on the web. So pretty crazy story.
Was there a time when you were like a little kid that there was a challenge where you're selling things out of a wagon? Like, you know what I mean? Like where did that entrepreneurial spirit where, you know what, if I have to do this, there's no choice, failure's not an option?
I remember always, wanting to come up with new ways, finding new ways to make money and get money. And I remember at one point going to the supermarket with my mom and watching the bag boys bag, people that were paid by the supermarket to bag groceries. But I noticed they didn't have enough to do every line, so I just went up to a line and I just started bagging, and people would give me tips, like 50 cents here, a quarter here. It was great. I made like $3 or $4 every time I went with my mom, and that was, I think, one of the ways I started being an entrepreneur.
And when did you notice that after you sold these T-shirts and you weren't going to be homeless, when did it really kick into you that things were gonna, from here on out, be okay?
I don't know if it has yet. I think that every day you sort of have to wake up, and there's always challenges. You're always faced with challenges and faced with sort of ways to overcome them. And I think that sort of how you deal with them on a regular basis determines what your future holds and whether or not you're successful.
You talked a little bit in another interview that I saw about your family and how that's working for you now. And I know you're on your way to see your daughter. What does that mean to you? It's got to be much better than any success you have in business.
Yeah, my daughter is amazing. My daughter is the greatest thing that I've ever done, by far. I hope that she grows up with that same inquisitiveness and that same amazement in the world that I have. I still have it, and to this day I'm very amazed by everything that happens in the world, and I think that things happen for a reason, and you get out sort of what you put into the world, and so it's very exciting to watch her grow.
Now, Harrow, so fabulously successful, and I didn't even know that that's what it stood for. I only knew it as Harrow, and I was like, oh, help a reporter out. I was like, that is fantastic. When were people tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, we want to buy it, and were you afraid to sell your baby, like after you developed it?
They probably came to me 2.5 years, 3 years in, running the company. They came to me and they said, we want to acquire it. And at that point I said, actually, that's probably a good idea. I said, my goal is to sort of sell it. I didn't want to become, the guy who has to manage 20 people. That's just not my thing. So if I could sell it, I'll have much better luck than being able to do something else, because my talent lies in the entrepreneur aspect of it. Management has never been my forte. So it was actually a good timing, very good timing, that I was able to get rid of it and did very well, and was able to sort of make that work.
And tell us about your zombie love, the love of zombies.
Yeah, zombies. Always loved zombies, but my latest book is called Zombie Loyalists, and the concept behind it is that we are so in love with brands like Morton's or things like that we actually become zombies to them. Like, we want to do their PR and help them promote themselves and things like that. We want to share how great it is with our friends and everything like that.
And every brand that now is once wasn't, right? So when you sleep at night, do you think of things? Do you think of ideas? Is it a constant 24/7 for you?
It's funny. I keep a little voice recorder by my bed, and I wake up in the middle of the night and I record what I'm saying. 99% of the time, I don't know what the heck I was saying. It makes no sense the next morning. But every once in a while, you come up with an idea. So I think there are. For anyone to say that they're bored or that all the good ideas have been invented, it's crazy. There's so much out there that we could still do.
And I think with modern technology, and especially social media and everything, it's different than when we were kids and there were only like 3 or 4 different television stations. Now it's like a multitude of content. Content's everywhere. Content's still king.
Yeah, if you can create content, you're fine. Your goal is just to figure out where to place that content. But there's always room for good content, for good quality content.
And where's your passion for sharing a cup of coffee with people? I thought that was so sweet and so endearing. Does that still hold true? Like, if somebody calls you, you're really going to meet them for coffee in these different cities?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in meeting everyone. Saying hello to the new people the first time is a great idea. And if you can do that, it's great to be able to just say hi. And you never know where anything will lead, who you're going to meet or what they're going to do, or how you can connect with them or help them, or they can help you, whatever. So yeah, I still do that.
And what's your mastermind project that you're coming up with now?
Yeah, it's in its 3rd year. We hold a series of one-day masterminds all across the country in different cities where small to mid-sized entrepreneurs, business owners, things like that come together to work with people outside of their comfort zone, outside of their company. So we'll put people at a table who have nothing to do with each other except they're all small to mid-sized businesses, and we let them sort of discuss their biggest problem and their biggest fears and sort of get advice from the other people at the table and the other people in the room on how to break through that. We limit it to 25 people deliberately so that people can get sort of the best advice out of it.
And can you please share with me 3 good things that happened to you this week? 3 things that stuck out for you.
Well, it's Monday morning, so haven't had a lot of time for that yet, but I'd say, or in the past 7 days, I guess. Dropped my lowest weight in 2 years, so still working on that. Just being able to, I had a really good amount of time with my daughter over the past week. I really spent some time with her. I went to the park, did tons of things. It was a lot of fun. And then connected with an old friend for dinner that I hadn't seen in years. It was nice to see her again.
Excellent. That's really cool. And so I'd like to know from you, what is on your wish list? If I was the fairy godmother of creatives, is there anything that you wish for that I could manifest for you?
Well, I'd love to have a second home in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So if you can get right on that, great. Yeah, there's done.
Here we go.
home in
It's
Thailand.
done. As long as I can be the visitor and bring you a housewarming gift.
Yeah, it's I have a love for Thailand.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.